Hello everyone, good evening. So tonight I'm Stephanie, and tonight I am going to continue the story of Babysitter's Little Sister Karen's New Year, but written by Anne Martin, and in the chapter 11. But before that, I in the last chapter, Karen in the story, Karen's noticed that every every not everybody, but um, some people are not really taking their New Year's resolution, are not taking it seriously. So it, let's see in what happened to this chapter. So let us start. Okay, chapter 11, Emily's accident. Sometime in the afternoon that day, I remember that I was supposed to do something nice for someone. So I made Andrew's bed for him. I didn't even tell him that I done it. Then that night, I remember that I had resolved to be helpful with Emily. So I said to Daddy and Elizabeth, "Tonight I will put Emily Michelle to bed for you." "How nice," said Daddy. "Thank you," said Elizabeth. Then Daddy added, "Remember to put a nappy on her." "Okay," I replied. We're toilet training Emily. She wears pants during the day. Usually she doesn't have accidents. At night she still wears a nappy though, and I know how to put one on her. I took Emily by the hand. I led her round to all the people in the big house. "Night night, night night," said Emily to each one. Then I walked Emily upstairs to her room. Emily used to have a cot. Now she has a big girl bed. "Let's read a story first," I said to Emily. I sat her on the bed and found her copy of the Peter Rabbit. Then I sat next to her. I opened the book and began to read. We had just reached the part where Peter gets caught in the gooseberry net when Emily said, "Uh-oh." I didn't like the sound of her "uh-oh." "What?" I asked her. "Wet," said Emily. "Oh," I groaned. I lifted her up. Emily and had wet her pants. She had wet right through her jeans and the blanket and sheets on the bed. "Emily," I said. I couldn't help sounding a little cross. Now I would have to clean up Emily and change her bed. Emily began to cry. "I'm sorry," I told her. "It's all right. It wasn't an accident." I took off Emily's wet clothes and put a nappy in her. Then I slipped her nightie over her head. Then I slipped her night. Sorry. "Okay, you're ready." I turned and looked at the bed. I still had to change it. That was a much bigger job than changing Emily. "Christy," I called. "Yeah." Christy was down the hall reading to Andrew and David Michael. "Emily had an accident. I need you to help me change her bed." "I'm busy," Christy replied. "Besides, I thought one of your resolutions was to be more helpful with Emily." "Never mind," I shouted. I changed the bed myself. It took a long time. Emily fell asleep on the floor while I was working. Then, when I finally put her to bed, I had to take the wet blankets and sheet down to the laundry room. When I had finished, I was very tired. I went to my room. I looked around for my list of New Year's resolution. I changed the second one to read. "I will be more helpful with Emily, except when she wets her pants." Then I called Daddy. When he came to my room, I told him what had happened. I didn't tell him I had changed my resolution, but I said, "It isn't it isn't fair that Emily didn't make a resolution. She should resolve not to wet her pants anymore." "Sorry, darling," said Daddy. "Emily is too little for resolutions." That was the end of that. So that's the end of the story. Bye-bye.